How times have changed. Until recently, herbalists were ridiculed in America. Today, people are yearning to know more about these amazing natural healers called herbs.
Herbs are plants that are foods with nutritional and medicinal qualities. An herb may be a bark, a flower, a leaf, a root, or a non-woody plant. Herbology focuses on using herbs to assist the self-healing process of the body.
So what are herbs? You know, we're often led to think that herbs are merely natural drugs. Certainly herbs have been the basis for drugs for decades, but herbs are foods with medicinal qualities. In fact, some animals can take total nourishment from some herbs like eucalyptus, alfalfa, barley, or sea plants. Herbs are full of essential nutrients. An essential nutrient is something that your body needs, but it can't make for itself. Since herbal nutrients are recognized by your body as foods, they're absorbed by your body with your body's own enzyme activity, and they're full of vitamins, minerals, amino acids that your body can use to heal itself. Herbs are highly complex plants. Did you know that a single herb can have 200 to 300 constituents with healing benefits? Combinations offer us even more because herbs are synergistic together. Let's take the immune system as an example. Immune response is highly individual. In my opinion, it would be almost impossible for a laboratory to make a drug that could enhance everyone's immune system. You would have to make a different drug for everyone on the planet. Yet we know that herbs are at their best as immune system enhancers. Highly complex herbs offer our highly complex bodies a lot to draw from. Our bodies respond very well to plant nutrients. Our bodies can draw from a plant what it needs for our healing, and this is different for everyone. Modern science is changing the way we look at herbs. We're starting to see herbs the way we see drugs because our science breaks things down, takes things apart, and measures them in order to understand. The science of Western medicine is relying almost entirely on lab tests, the scientific tradition, in order to understand herbs. They're looking for the silver bullet, the thing that they think might make the herb work. If they can't find the silver bullet, they think that it can't possibly work. They say, if I can't understand it, how can it work? I believe that God shows His face to us in herbs. We may never completely understand how they work, but we do know that herbs are much more than a lab test or a drug, just as our bodies are much more than a pile of lifeless chemicals. Shakespeare once said, "There are things in heaven and earth that pass all understanding." I think herbs are one of these. Herbs are living medicines. Like us, they're never the same. Even though we can understand much from science with herbs, we'll never know all there is to know about herbs from science. Herbal healing stands on the line between art and science. Art is something that just can't be explained. Art in its purest form just is. Art allows us to touch the universal. But the purest form of science is an art too. When we reach the farthest points of science, we see that it too is universal. I believe that anything in its highest form allows us to see the universal. It's like looking from the small end of the telescope to the big end of the telescope. Then, boom, you see something that's so much more. Herbs are like that eye of the needle through which we can get a glimpse of the universe to see how it really works. We should certainly honor drugs for all the lives they've saved. Drugs are highly focused medicines. They're quintessential science. It's like looking through the big end of the telescope to the small end of the telescope to see that silver bullet. Herbal healing isn't logical like that. The way herbal healing works is to balance body chemistry. Herbs work to normalize rather than to overwhelm. When people come to an understanding about herbs, it's like a light bulb goes on in their heads. They make a real connection with the herb through their inner wisdom. I hope I'm able to show you that connection as you watch this program. Now, let's take a brief look at herbal healing throughout history.
Throughout the ages, every culture on earth has relied on the therapeutic qualities of plants for healing. Unity with nature is a belief held throughout all civilizations in the history of the world.